that it got me to think about too. It's like, you know how we talk bad about, or not we, but just like a lot of people talk bad about, like, oh, that martial art teacher, oh, he's fat, he's out of shape, he's not qualified, right? Like, you know how a lot of people say that, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like, I thought about this the other day. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like we keep talking about Bruce Lee, but he's dead. So it's like he's not even here. So here, like, people are talking trash about somebody that's fat, out of shape, but he's living, but they don't
Yeah.
want to follow him because he's fat and out of shape. But then, but then they're willing to follow Bruce Lee that's not even living. You know what I'm saying? He's not even, like, not only is he not, like, he might not be fat, he might not be out of shape back then, but he's just not even living. It's like people are more willing to follow somebody that's dead rather than somebody that's living. I
Yeah.
mean, do you understand what I'm talking about? It's kind of like when I looked at that, I'm like, wait a minute, like, that is being dead is basically being is worse than being fat and out of shape. It's basically what I'm saying. It's like what does it have to do? Like, if you really have wisdom, what does it matter if they're living, they're fat, or they're out of shape? Like, wisdom is wisdom. So
Yeah.
if you're learning from Socrates, you're learning from Plato, you're learning from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X, Tupac, they're all dead, but you're still learning something deep, right? So what does
True.
it matter if the person's fat or out of shape?
Or they discriminate if you're too young, if you're young. Or you're
Yeah.
not old enough for me to
Yeah,
learn
like too
from.
young, too
You're
old,
not
whatever
old
the case may
enough.
be. Like, do you understand, like, what our mind's doing? Like, this person could know the way, but then you're like, oh no, there's no way he can know the way because he's fat and out of shape. Then right there you messed up because it's like, but then you're learning from Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee's dead. But then you're willing to learn from somebody dead, but you're not willing to learn from somebody who's fat and out of shape, right? Like, it's just
Yeah.
like there's a fault, there's something wrong there, and it's the same thing we just talked about, the whole Linda Lee thing. It's like you would never imagine that Linda Lee is like the Yoda. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay. Okay.
she had like the golden key, but then people just completely, like, they just look past her because she's a woman and she's weak and she doesn't know, she's not fast like Bruce Lee. She's not like fit and strong like him, and she's a woman, so she's not the top disciple. It's got to be somebody else. It's got to be Paul Vunak. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, she is the one who has the answers, the key. But then your mind, like, didn't let you see that. Because your mind is stuck on, oh, I'm only going to learn from somebody who's fit, strong, and cut and fast like Bruce Lee. I'm not going to learn from the old
Yeah.
the old
That's
person.
basically the ego right there, because you see, from, like, I think that the fact that we know that the ego exists can also, like, sometimes as we mature, we can actually realize that, hey, I'm still being controlled by my own ego. Like, for example, the way you point out that, I want to follow Bruce Lee, but I don't want to follow somebody who's out of shape. But then again, you could be the one who actually knows the Tao.
Yeah.
And just like Linda Lee herself, well, we, from how we talk, we both admit that she's the top disciple. But who people would want to follow? They would want to follow Bruce Lee, but if it wasn't for Linda Lee, how would you even be able to follow Bruce Lee?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah. That's very true.
She's the source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bruce Lee's, like, energy got, like, man, it's interesting too cuz they said that, like, when he was born in the year of the dragon, whatever, something about, like, him having, like, this evil spirit, so then they ended up hiding his spirit by giving him a woman's name, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like, and then he ends up mysteriously dying, and then his son ends up dying, and now his spirit is within like Shannon Lee and Linda Lee, like two women, like hiding the spirit that are allowed to live. Because if they were men, I guarantee you they'd be killed too. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, cause that spirit is just too strong. Like they're like, man, like we gotta kill this spirit because it's too strong. So then, but when you give the spirit to a woman, then it's like, okay, we can let the woman
She's
live.
harmless. She's harmless.
You know?
Like she's
And
not a threat. She's not a threat.
yeah, and it's the same thing with like Tupac. Like he died, but then his mom's still alive. You know what I'm saying? And she's the one who's like holding it all down. You know, like she has rights to all his stuff and everything. You know, but
So you're saying, okay, I'm going to yell the dragon. So you're saying that I'm gonna die early too?
no, I didn't say that. There was something with this movie where they're saying that he was like had some type of evil spirit that was following him everywhere, and they tried to hide him by giving him a woman's name, you know. And it's just interesting that how, like, when I mentioned like Linda Lee having the golden key to his teachings, it's like hiding his spirit in a woman, you know.
Yeah.
Like basically, Linda Lee is pretty much like Bruce Lee living, but it's a woman's form, you know. And then it's like more of like a subtle, like non-confrontational, like subtle form of his energy, and then she shares his energy through like getting his books published and stuff like that. And it's like it's very interesting, you know. And then that energy gets transferred onto people like me and you and other people that's been inspired by him to continue on the work of where he left off, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I don't know. Bruce Lee never played sports, so I guess I'm like the Bruce Lee playing a sport.